Welcome to the shit show. Every single day, a new flavor of fuckery. Cause everybody's such, you see, and they're dumber than a bag of clots. Monday, bullshit. Tuesday, bullshit. Wednesday, what the fuck? And then 4 more days of increasingly stupid, ridiculous, ignorant, boulder, dash, poppycock, bollocks, and fuckery.
Well, my goodness. I saw the chat going like all active and decided to start like a minute early just because how awesome. Hello, Curtis, and hello, Frosty. Hello, Burr and JR Trucking. It's so great to see y'all. Feel all warm and fuzzy. Y'all are here. Aw. Aw, thank you, Curtis. I must say though, my Twitter is not all that impressive, really. I don't do much with that, to be honest. I share things occasionally, but I don't know. Whether you're right or wrong, if you put up an opinion someone doesn't like on Twitter, you're more likely to get a lot of smoke. So I usually don't get too wild on Twitter. I like controlled smoke, not a brush fire. But I'm super glad y'all are here. Y'all make me all warm and fuzzy. All you cats and critters showing up. I love it. Oh, sorry. The little hairball still. Well, goodness. Let me see. So we've been hearing about the riots going on in England, and like I heard someone's theory on TikTok, and I'm like, could it be? I mean, I kind of figured, but like it helps to see like a timeline, so to speak. So let me share real quick. Share screen. Entire screen, just because, yeah. All right. So I got a shit ton of stuff open. I always do. I'm sorry. All right. So, all right. I'm trying to figure out which one. All right. So July 19th said UK to resume funding the UN Gaza Aid Agency. I think it's like NWAR or something like that. Oh, yep. I'm dumb. It's right there. UNRWA, like NWAR, I guess they call it. And Israel's been having like a real fucking hard on and out in a good way for Anwar. They have been accusing the UN, this like UN school, because a bunch of Anwar schools, they were accusing them of hiding terrorists, being terrorists. Every time they bomb one of the Anwar schools, they had a hard on for this particular agency. And this article was done July 19th. I was trying to find like a kind of a cause and effect. Now, this is theoretical, technically, because I can't actually prove 100% this is the reason why, but it looks interesting. So, yeah, so the UK has decided they're going to continue to fund the UN Gaza Aid Agency. And I decided to look it up and see when did those UK riots start. July 30th to the 5th of August. I mean, it was still going on. But it's followed by a mass stabbing in Southport, and basically a whole bunch of stuff is just rioted out of control. And I just think the timing is interesting, because if someone is doing something you don't like, but you don't want to directly look responsible, you send in bad actors. You send in people to do crazy shit because you know it will basically cause pandemonium. I just think it's interesting, because it does take it takes a week or so probably to get something put together to do. But July 19th, it was reported the UK was going to resume funding. And then the riots start, a few days later? I thought that was kind of interesting. Just saying. And so, like I said, I'm not saying 100% it's connected, but the timing's fucking interesting, Because way back when this October War first started, Israel had said a few times that basically if you're not with us, you're against us, and we will basically cause trouble for those who don't support us. Basically. You can look it up. I think Smoldrich was one of the people who said it. Pretty sure Netanyahu was one. Itamar Ben Gvir was another. So I mean, that's like the three crazy amigos right there. But I just wanted to share that because I thought that was really kind of fucking interesting to know. So, all right, let me go back over here real quick and see who else is going on. Government, right? It's always something. Tell us more about. That's so. I can't even say that with a straight face. Oh, it is always good to see you too, sugar. All of y'all. Hello, DJ B2. So I'm gonna see how fast I can get us through it because I actually kind of want to go and get some snacks. So I'm gonna try to get us all through this as quick as I can. All right, so we'll start here. Why does Iran keep sending amateurs to conduct assassinations in the U.S.? Well, I wasn't aware that the Iran had done so, but let's go look at it. The murder for hire charge announced this week against a Pakistani national linked in court papers to Iran marked the fourth alleged Iranian assassination plot in the United States over the past 3 years, thwarted by the FBI. Funny how it's always thwarted by the FBI, when 9 times out of 10, I imagine the FBI actually had a hand in it. Just saying, they want to keep their phony baloney jobs. Kind of like, what was it? In Blazing Saddles. He's like, we got to do something, guys. We got to keep our phony baloney jobs. It kind of makes me think of that. Anyway, let's see. Thwarted by the FBI and what the Attorney General called a persistent and brazen campaign by Iran to punish its enemies. Sorry, the air is a little dry in here. Hold on, let me get some drink real quick. Sorry. Okay, sorry. My drink was on the counter. Okay. Now, I'm not saying Iran isn't having some hand in this, but I feel that it would be silly to do that right now because they're trying to fight with Israel, defend themselves, depending on how you look at it. But they're trying to I don't think they're trying to get smoke from everywhere. So I'm not saying that someone who might not be connected to Iran isn't doing it, but just because someone connected to Iran is doing something stupid doesn't mean they represent the entire country. What is that? Oh, it's a notification. I mean, if I go to England and I punch somebody, it doesn't mean the United States is declaring war on the UK. You know what I mean? But nonetheless, again, it's thwarted by the FBI. Is that the same FBI that couldn't manage to do anything right with the Trump attempted assassination? But okay. Among the questions raised by that remarkably unsuccessful purported campaign, why do Iranians keep sending amateurs who seemingly get caught so easily? And what is the U.S. doing to deter this alleged rogue behavior? Well, the thing is, there's a couple of things I can take a guess at. One, to me, it sounds kind of like bullshit because honestly, don't you think Iran could do better than sending some amateur that can't do it right? But getting some amateur lackey to go do some half-ass shit just to make it look like something's going on sounds like something the FBI would actually set up, to be honest. Now, another thing is, think of it as an initiation. Because they probably find out if the person is really amateur or not by sending them out in the field, because they pick somebody to go do whatever task they're told to do. Like, all right, go take out this and this and see if you pull through. If you pull through, you pass. If you don't, you get caught or killed. I mean, you got to, at some point when you're trained to be a hitman, you got to have some kind of real world fucking education. You can't just learn it in a book in a classroom. So I think that the reason why you're catching these ones are getting caught are either just kind of half-ass setups by the FBI. It could be Iran too. I don't know. But I'm just saying the FBI seems like the kind that have lackeys running around fucking up. But there's a good chance that there's a lot of ones we're not catching. And these are like graduations. So the ones that can fucking hack it, you never fucking catch them. You never know they did it. That's the sign of a successful hitman, an assassin. But the ones that just can't fucking cut it and just don't pass the class, think about that. Let's say you decide you gotta teach someone to be an assassin. Let's say you pick somebody and you're training them, you're teaching them this and that, you're teaching them how to follow orders, whatever it is happens in like assassin class. I don't fucking know. And of course, at some point you got to send them out there to see how well they do. But think about this. What if they truly fuck up and they don't get killed? They might fucking, you know, or if they decide they want to back out of your class. Well, fuck, they have the information. They know who you are for the most part. They know that you're teaching this kind of stuff. You can't risk someone who can't hack it. You can't risk them being out there running amok, telling your secrets, telling what you know or what they know. You can't risk that. So you've got to either set them up to get caught and killed, or whatever, make sure they get locked up where they can't ever speak to anybody. So the ones that just aren't hacking it are the ones getting caught, not the ones that are successful, obviously. So it's not that anyone in particular is just sending amateurs to do it. It's just those are the ones that don't graduate, I guess. Technically, the ones that you never find out about, they're probably the ones that graduated. You know, just like a bad burglar. You know, they make a mess, they get caught. They're obviously not fucking good at it. The good ones you never fucking hear about. Anywho, law enforcement officials and experts who study Iranian regime say that it's more difficult than most people realize for Iran to carry out covert operations inside the U.S. Iran has no embassy here to host intelligence officers, and the U.S. intelligence and border protection agencies have been fairly successful at keeping out Iranians with ties to the country's military and spy services. Now, here's what I find interesting. Now, the way they've made it sound, and again, I haven't been to the border myself, but they make it seem like it's just an open free-for-all, and you got to, and I don't, this could be the case, and they have a bunch of people who are military age coming in. Very rarely is it whole families. They seem to be having some sort of issues on determining whether or not a child being brought in is being brought in by a family member or by a human trafficker. But somehow they're claiming to be successful at preventing Iranians, specifically Iranians, with ties to the country's military or spy services. So how is it you're not entirely sure that someone who brings a kid into the United States may or may not be their family member, because you just don't have a DNA test on hand, I guess, or whatever. But somehow they're managing to supposedly keep Iranian spies out. Come on now. And who's supposedly doing that? That seems a bit silly. And if you're doing a good job, then there's a good chance that you won't be tied to the spy services because you're a fucking spy. A proper spy has got that gray man thing going on. Now, for those who do not know that actual term, a gray man just basically means someone who fits in to their surroundings. If you're going to go to a rave, then you're going to wear, weird colors, weird hair, platform boots. If you're going to go to the grocery store, you wear jeans and shirt. You just dress for the surroundings you're in, and you don't draw attention to yourself. Proper spies are a gray man. We've probably passed 100 spies all the time in our life, and we never know it. So I do wonder how it is that they would have they would find out someone had ties. Now, the military, I could sort of see that. But I don't know, but I think Iran might have mandatory military service. I'm not 100% certain. I'd have to look. My dad, my deceased dad, he had a boss, and his boss was from Iran. And he came over in the 1970s because Iran was getting kind of wild in the 70s, and the guy didn't want anything to do with being in the military at that time. He didn't want to do the stuff the Iranians were, down with doing. So he basically dipped out on being in Iranian service and came to America to start a new life. That's why I don't talk. That's one of the reasons I don't talk shit about people who want to come to America and get away from the crazy shit. Just because they came from crazy shit doesn't mean they're trying to bring it with them. Let's see. Hey, can't get in here, said Kenneth Katzman, a fellow senior fellow at the Sofan Center, who spent decades following Iran for the Congressional Research Service. They are now working with people who are able to gain access here, which means that they have to work with undesirable people. Iranian agents don't get in here that easily. But but a lot of times the people who come in more or less illegally actually come in through the front door, not necessarily across the border. A lot of times they're legal immigrants or people who actually just overstay their visas a lot of times. And no wall is going to help with that. Hold on one second. What's that, Muffin? I am running a wee bit low. Mwah. Sorry, I was just asking my cigarette status if I need more. Anyway, let me go over and say hi to everybody real quick. Let's see what's going on. Let's scroll up. Who's a commie? I must have missed some shit. Damn it. London and the North. Being in the UK, I live at a place that did not have riots. Well, I am glad, because riots are a pain in the ass. Like, they're kind of interesting to watch on TV, but you don't want to look out your window and see them. You know what I mean? I don't want that shit in my backyard. I don't think anybody really ever does. It's in the cities. I reckon so. London and the North. I don't trust the feds or the secret squirrels or the CIA. Oh, that's cute. I like that. Yeah, you can't trust any of those motherfuckers. Absolutely freaking not. Absolutely not. Well, let's see. I'm in a very non-diverse place, right? I bring diversity as I am half Indian. Right on. My mom, who is Indian, speaks with a middle-class English accent. Sounds fancy. I put my little pinky up. Sounds fancy. Let's see. And lovely. Let's see. I live in a place where the senior NCO in the military could afford 20 years ago. Now only millionaires can afford. Man, that's messed up. No mortgage, no problems. That does help a lot. Yeah, America is getting a similar problem. Plus, I found out, I think yesterday, that there is some kind of some kind of program of some kind where basically people who own houses or apartment complexes specifically, that basically if you have an apartment complex, this program is supposed to tell you how much you're supposed to charge for rent. And they're having a whole thing going on where basically the program is telling the apartment complex people that they should only say that, like, maybe half of their fucking rentals are available. And instead of charging, like, say, $700, they're charging, like, $1,200. I guess it's making it look like there's less housing available than really is. So it's creating a supply and demand kind of situation, but it's artificially. And apparently, I don't know enough about it to be able to figure out how to Google what that was, because I heard it and I wish I saved it. Hell, maybe I did save it. I don't know. Let me go check my fucking TikTok. Maybe I did save it. I don't know. Let's see. Did I save it, Fuck. I don't know.
Bringing drama to the internet, but I need to get this on.
I do not see it. Shit. Well, hopefully I gave you enough information that maybe y'all will be able to find it. Let's see. Hi, y'all. Sorry I got distracted watching other videos. I hear you. I do that too. Oh, the housing market here is fucked too. Because you got like either Vanguard or BlackRock, Tomato, buying up a bunch of shit, flipping it, and basically just charging more than it really should be. So it ends up making it harder and harder to find a place that one can afford. Be quiet, Bob. No, go talk to somebody else about it. Bob wants me to let her out, specifically me. Bob, no, I'm doing something. Anyway, she doesn't go to meow to anyone else to let her out, just me. I am thinking Portugal, El Salvador, Italy to get the fuck out of here. Italy might have some issues right now. I don't know much about Portugal or El Salvador. Uruguay might be okay. I mean, I know it may not be there, but I'm just saying. Bob, no. Stop. Oh, let's see. All right. JFK wanted to end the Federal Reserve and the CIA. We all know what happened to him. Gaddafi was left alone in Libya until he tried to move Africa back to the gold-backed stand. Right? Because, yeah, Gaddafi had it going on. Because gasoline was less. I think there was loans without interest. Oh, wait. It's actually mentioned that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And they don't want you to do that because that equals money to them. It's the way to keep everybody somewhat enslaved. It gives us the illusion of choice. Oh, Hugsburg. Anyways, all right. So, not many people here support that regime. Bob, quit being a cunt. Fine, I'll be right back. Got the stupid cat out. She's gonna meow until I do it. You gotta learn to ask other people to let you outside, okay? Fucking cat. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. But Bob is very demanding little cat. Anyway. All right. There's not a lot of takers for what Iran is offering, so you got to work with what you can recruit. Well, there's that too. But I have a feeling that they could recruit probably better. These, like I said, I think these are the lackeys that just don't make it to graduation, basically, of espionage school or whatever the fuck it is that's going on. But Norm Rule, who studied Iran for decades as a CIA analyst, says that the view misses the point. Even when the plot fails, Iran derives a benefit. I'm interested to see how. Any assessment that Iran is assigning lethal operations to B team misses the utility of non-official actors. Currently affiliated with the United Against Nuclear Iran, non-official operatives with no history of engagement with Iran are more difficult to identify. That is true. And even unsuccessful operations have value. Failed operations that aren't punished, he said, prove to the world that Iran's security services can conduct lethal operations worldwide against officials, dissidents, or journalists without paying the price. Kind of, yes. But they got to realize that we do espionage shit too. So again, it would be kind of dumb for them to send somebody half-ass in. But I think this concept could work the other way. Because let's say the FBI set this up like they do a lot of things. They want us to think that we are not safe. They want us to be scared. So it would be like, oh my God, Iran can do something. Iran could get to us. Even past our borders, they can get to us. And they, much like in V for Vendetta, when that guy was on the screen, you need to remind them why they need us. So even if they do not succeed, this part I believe is absolutely true. Because what happens when the people, the populace, whatever, are scared of a country and think, oh, yeah, they're hoping to go, oh, government, please protect me from Iran. Yes, let's go to war with them because I'm scared. That's basically what they're hoping for. I really feel that Iran themselves didn't actually necessarily authorize this mess. Doesn't mean there aren't some Iranians doing dumb shit. Just, I'm not sure it was like an official mission or anything. Given the scenario, said Raul, the use of non-official actors makes better sense than official actors, and that compromise of the latter could risk military action. Well, this is true. I mean, he's not wrong in that. But you got to think of who benefits. Iran doesn't necessarily benefit from on-again, off-again problems because even if we aren't necessarily creating military action against Iran itself, we are arming and funding someone who is Israel. And America was funding and giving them weapons even before the October War. And them going after, and Israel going after Iran has only caused Iran more troubles. So to piss us off, just even if we don't officially do something, doesn't mean we don't send someone from over there that does. So I really feel like Iran wouldn't have as much to benefit from this as they're saying. Let's see. Court papers say Asif, merchant of Pakistan, who was charged this week with a murder plot that officials say may have targeted former President Donald Trump, discussed the operation almost as soon as he touched down in Texas with someone who quickly reported him to the police. Well, what are the odds of that? Unless that was somebody who was already like undercover. Because it seems like weird that you would trust somebody you've known for a long time with that information unless they already were an undercover. The FBI began a sting operation dangling assassins for hire who were actually undercover agents. Yeah, that tracks. He was arrested. So, okay, so some guy decided to do some silly shit and talk too much. He was arrested in July when he tried to leave the country. Officials say that they see no connection between the plot of the shooting of Donald Trump in Pennsylvania by the local resident who also researched mass shootings and political assassinations. Wow. That seems kind of wild. Discussed the operation almost as soon as he landed, as soon as he touched down in Texas with someone who quickly reported him. So to me, it kind of sounds like the FBI was already involved. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, if I was planning on like offing somebody, I'm not gonna tell somebody I don't like know well. I probably wouldn't even tell my family, to be honest. Just because the more people that know, the worse that goes for you. So I feel like this was already an FBI plant because they have been known to have undercover agents in mosques and in circles like that to catch stuff like this. So I feel like the FBI was already involved, to be honest. All right, let's see. Officials say blah, blah, blah. I'll scroll down a little bit. 2 years ago, a similar scenario unfolded when a man with alleged ties to Iran's Revolutionary Guard tried to hire people to kill John Bolton. That name sounds familiar. Who served as Donald Trump's national security advisor. Unbeknownst to the would-be assassin, he was dealing with the FBI informant who was reporting the plot as it unfolded. Oh, yeah, that sounds about what I'd expect. I don't think that our churches don't have something similar. If you look it up, you'll see that the FBI and the CIA have had people pretending to be the clergy for a long time to catch what they call homegrown, sarcastic quote marks, homegrown terrorists for like at least a decade, if not more. So I wouldn't be surprised if most churches have some informant of some kind. U.S. officials say that the plots were designed to take revenge for the 2020 killing of Qasem Soleimani. I'm bad at pronouncing that. I'm so sorry. Commander of Quds Force, who is said to have been responsible for the death of many Americans. I wonder how. Which incident? I'm curious. Maybe they'll tell us. Sorry, my mouse isn't working very well. All right. In 2011, a scheme to kill Saudi ambassador in Washington fell apart thanks to a confidential Drug Enforcement Administration informant. So, like a DEA informant? When is the DEA getting involved in, like, assassination plots? I mean, if he's a proper Muslim, a Saudi wouldn't have anything to do with drugs and no drug dealer. So that's kind of wonder how that got done. But okay. The Iranian-born U.S. citizen recruited to carry out the plot, who planned to blow up a popular Washington, D.C. restaurant, pleaded guilty and was sentenced in 2013 to 25 years in federal prison. Sorry. 2 other alleged plots, I like how they say alleged, both of which targeted an Iranian dissident in New York, appear to have come closer to fruition. Honestly, depending on who it is, it wouldn't even sound that hard. Just kind of have a random person on the street acting like a homeless person, just come up, shank him right there and just disappear. Like, so, I mean, unless it's just somebody who doesn't walk anywhere. But whatever. Anyway, I'm not telling anyone how to do nothing, I'm just saying. In 2021, the Justice Department charged 4 alleged Iranian intelligence operatives with trying to kidnap Alinejad. I do have a hard time pronouncing these names. I'm really sorry. And last year, federal prosecutors charged 3 members of the Eastern European criminal organization with trying to kill her. Alinejad survived because she failed to answer her door in Brooklyn, New York, when a man with an assault rifle rang the doorbell. Well, that's smart. Do not open the fucking door. He left and ran a stop sign and was arrested, leading to the plot's unraveling. Well, if he had the gun on him, I could kind of see that would stand out in New York. But it's always funny how sometimes people get caught on like a routine traffic stop. It's kind of wild. Iran has denied plotting any assassinations in the U.S. Well, I wouldn't admit it either, to be honest. Like, I mean, you know. In an exclusive interview last week in the NBC News, Attorney General Merrick Garland said Iranians are brazen about this and they are persistent about it. I don't think we've seen the end of Iranian plotting. Well, probably not, but I really feel like they probably got their hands full right now. But if they can get us, have this enough of this kind of headlines going on, they feel that we will be more inclined to agree with a war with Iran that America has been sort of hinting and threatening and humming about for a while. They've been trying to find a reason to go to war with Iran for a very long time. So they want the average person to be behind it too. So, let's see. An attempted assassination of a former U.S. government official on U.S. soil is completely unacceptable and will not be tolerated. Then Assistant Director in charge, Stephen Duadanto of the FBI's Washington field office said when Bolton's plot was revealed. But the FBI doesn't make foreign policy, and the Biden administration has been less outspoken. Critics, including Raoul and Bolton, said the administration has failed to make Iran think twice about trying to kill U.S. officials and dissidents on American soil. Well, I must admit, Iran's not a country. I don't think I'm not excited about any kind of war. So but they keep trying. They keep saying it's a law enforcement matter. It's not a law enforcement matter. They are committing acts of war against the United States. It's not criminal activity. It's a regime-directed activity. That might be an opinion, but unless you can actually find an email or something from a government official in Iran instructing these people to come do this, you can't really say that. Because we've had enough lies getting us into wars for the last 20 years. The absence of the military threat from the U.S., says Raoul, and handling the operations as legal issues is likely to encourage Tehran to authorize lethal operations in the U.S. Similar operations take place in Europe and elsewhere due to lack of collective response against Iran. We should expect such operations to continue. I really feel that this is absolutely a psyop. I really absolutely do. It's not to say that Iran likes us, and I don't like Iran. I think they are a huge violation of human rights. They are absolute dickheads. Do not get me wrong. But I'm just simply stating it does not. I don't see how it would really properly benefit Iran, especially right now, to try something stupid when they have got their hands full. Because like I said, we might not officially go there with troops on the ground, but we'll send everything we've got to Israel for them to do it. And we've been doing it. So, and I don't agree with what Israel's been doing. So I'm not saying that either. But if you have a pit bull, you can just take off the leash whenever you want. All you got to do is just give it what it needs. It doesn't seem like it would benefit Iran at all. But anyway, this article seems to go on for fucking ever. So we're going to just hop over to something else for right now. But I will see if I can put this in the chat and y'all can look at it as you please. Paste. Let's see, that's a big problem. Corona with a lime. It's an offer. On my second beer. I was at home 45 minutes ago. It's only 6:30. Man, 2 beers already. It must have been a rough day. I'm sorry. DEA. I had that same problem for a second too, because a little bit dyslexic, so it was kind of fucking me up as well. So yeah, it was a drug enforcement agency. Events were set in motion even before 1948, but I know what you're saying. When Israel hit a map for the first time in human history, make note you're going to be living maybe at the time of self-fulfilling. It's wild how many people try to make. Oh, wait! I missed something. Hello, Ask the Cheese. How are you? I'm sorry I didn't see you in video. You could argue that DJ, but what? Oh, okay. Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Nice. I'm glad things were good. All right. Let's close that down for now. All right. Fox News anti-Semitism exposed. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Everything I don't like is anti-Semitism. Oh, God. What passing over? Oh, yeah. So because she chose a guy named Walls over a guy named Shapiro, they're accusing of being for anti-Semitic reasons. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, my God. This is so wild. People would think she was pandering and she did the other. I don't think. God help me. All right. JD Vance says Kamala Harris bypassing Josh Shapiro shows that she's bent the knee. Really? Huh. Federal judge rules that Harvard must face anti-Semitism lawsuit from Jewish students. Oh, for fuck's sake. Israel. Oh, okay. I guess it's like mix the other stories in. So hold on. GOP Vice President candidate J.D. Vance reacted to Vice President Kamala Harris picking Minnesota Governor Tim Walz to be her 2024 running mate, saying the former high school football coach is far left. Well, what did he fucking expect? What did he expect, honestly? Walz was chosen over a Jewish Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro in the Deepskate race. That's a weird fucking word. Am I just seeing that wrong, or did they print that wrong? Whatever. A move Vance told Hannity shows Harris bent the knee to the far left. Oh, for the love of fucking God. Ugh. Vance is a twit. Honestly. Somebody bent their knee to the left. They're the Democrat Party. Of course they bend knees to the left. They can't even pretend they're not getting paid by some of the same people, though. So Vance needs to shut the fuck up. Let's see. Oh, they didn't do much on that. It's just okay. All right. So quote of the week: she is only in this to obey the far left radicals within her own party. It's really shameful moment for Kamala Harris. J.D. Vance on President Kamala Harris or Vice President Kamala Harris's decision to bypass Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro as her running mate. Okay, she's a Democrat. She's a leftist. And he's acting like this is some kind of new fucking surprise. Oh no, she picked someone who's far left. And saying she's doing this to obey the far radicals in her own party. I was under the impression that people who are running for office are supposed to technically represent the people in their party. So even if we don't like Kamala Harris, isn't she supposed to basically like do stuff her own party wants her to do? It seems like such a nothing burger coming out of Vance's mouth. It's so weird. I mean, it's like, duh. Anyway, next mess. This shit. Social media post sparks UK riots. Wealthy mother at the center of chaos. Bernadette Spofford, a wealthy mother of three, was at the center of controversy due to her false accusations that spread on social media, causing riots across the United Kingdom. She falsely claimed that the suspect in the Northport attack was an asylum seeker who arrived in the UK last year. It all started when I've got to get used to this. Sportforth posted on Twitter that the suspect in the murders of the three girls in Southport was named Ali al-Shakaki and was an asylum seeker in the post, and she warned, if this is true, then all hell is about to break loose. However, it quickly became clear that her accusation was baseless. The real suspect turned out to be 18-year-old Axel Rudabakana, a Cardiff-born son of Rwandans who legally arrived in the UK in 2002. The Russian trolls and far-right agitators such as Tommy Robinson and Andrew Tate pick up the unverified accusations spread by that woman, because I can't pronounce her name properly. These pieces of information led to the riots across the UK. The woman, who lives in luxurious estate in Cheshire, stated that she had no intention of being the catalyst for the riots. She added that she had received the information from someone in Southport. However, she did not provide any evidence to support her claim. And honestly, I think so. I think stuff like this happens actually very commonly. The powers that be who want shit to happen pick someone who's got a good following, and a lot of people listen to them, and then feed them information that could cause things to go one way or another. And if it goes badly, this person, the blogger or whatever she is, basically gets left holding the bag. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's basically how that goes. So now she's basically, her ass is in the sling for it. She says, my life has been destroyed. So I'm going to call her Bernadette. That's going to make it a lot fucking easier. Bernadette is known for her controversial views, especially on issues related to lockdowns and vaccinations. Before deleting her Twitter account, she had tens of thousands of followers. It was just a mistake. I really did a stupid thing. I copied and pasted from what I saw, and I added the line, if this is true. I think it is very easy for a situation which is very emotional and very heightened, so that you can end up believing what you're seeing. People should be very careful about what they think is true without doing research. So yeah, it sounds like she's doing her apology tour. And of course, this comes at a very interesting time, because right now the UK is cracking down on anything they consider hate speech or divisive or could cause riot. And they can make that almost anything they want. You could say that you are going to go piss on Maggie Thatcher's grave, and they might get you for it. You can't even call someone a stupid motherfucker anymore over there. And in fact, they've got so ridiculous, and I'm sure y'all have seen this. They've gotten so ridiculous that the UK Metropolitan Police chief, or whatever the fuck he is, basically said they were going to extraditing American citizens from here to there for talking shit on the internet. And Americans on the internet have not failed and let me down. They have been amazing. The memes and the jokes they have been tagging the UK in. The UK, it's like on Twitter, it's like you do your @ and it's UK Met Police, I think. So I was going to add to it, but I decided not to, just because, like, But, like, they have been absolutely just ripping them a new one. And there's, like, this, almost like a text thing where you can text crime tips to the UK Metro Police. And people have been saying all kinds of crazy shit, like, help, I'm King Charles III and I'm being held hostage by, Israelis, help me. Just all kinds of shit to clog up their website and their communications. And they've done so much, I think the website actually crashed for a little bit at one point. It was pretty funny. So, like, our fellow Americans have not let us down on that one, and that's terrific. But yeah, it's not hard. All you gotta do is basically find someone, and it might have been somebody who had a good standing with her, someone who's probably, given her good information before, gave her bad information. This is probably what happened. But I feel like these riots also come at a special time for this, because not only is it causing the ruckus that we were talking about before, because, the UK was going to start funding Anwar again, but also because they're pushing this idea that they can put somebody in jail for 6 years for saying something inappropriate on the internet. This helps push that narrative. They'd be like, see what happens if you're not careful? Riots happen, Yeah. So I feel like this had more than one purpose. U.S. will fund Israeli unit accused of gross human rights abuses. Of fucking course America will. Of course they will. Let's go see this mess. The Israeli security unit found by the United States to have committed gross violations of human rights will continue to receive U.S. funding because its actions have been effectively remediated by the Biden administration says. The announcement concludes a months-long investigation that coincided with an intense lobbying campaign by the Israeli government to oppose funding restrictions for the fuck. Oh, Judea. I think. Oh, okay. I think they do their Y's with a J sound. So Judea Battalion. If I'm wrong, then I'm sorry, but I suck at this. An ultra-Orthodox unit accused of wrongdoing in the death in 2022 of an elderly Israeli Palestinian American man. This unit can continue receiving security assistance from the United States of America, said State Department spokesman Matthew Miller. The finding amounts to a victory for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and a stinging defeat for human rights experts inside the State Department and Pentagon, who built a case over years that certain Israeli units should be barred from the U.S. assistance under legislation known as the Leah laws. So we're breaking our own fucking laws, funding these assholes. Current and former officials say the decision made by the Secretary of State Anthony Blinken to approve continued funding for the unit defied past practices of withholding assistance until serious accountability measures are taken, such as criminal penalties for individuals accused of gross use. Anthony Blinken is the fucking one of the biggest pick-me's. Oh my God. This isn't a threat, YouTube, but I'm just saying, if this guy was in a car accident and wrapped his car around a tree, I would not be sad. Okay? I would not cry for this guy. That's all I'm saying. I've never seen a case where administrative measures such as the ones employed here were sufficient remediation, says Charles Bleha, a former State Department official in charge of the office that implemented the Leah laws. Yeah, this is such a fucking mess. These people have been, even by the United States, and the United States is like notorious for their own human rights violations. But even they found these guys to be out of pocket. And they're still, God, Israel Gaza updates. U.S. is strengthening military force in the Middle East. Of course they fucking are. Because, they don't want to go a year without being in the Middle East fucking up something. So of course they are. As the Israel-Hamas war continues, tensions are escalating after the assassinations of 2 Hamas and Hezbollah leaders this week. Oh, of course. The U.S. is strengthening its military force over escalating tensions. Well, the U.S. is strengthening its capabilities in the Middle East by sending an additional guided missile submarine to the region in light of escalating regional tensions. According to a statement from the Pentagon Press Secretary Major General Pat Ryder. The update comes the same day as Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin III spoke with Israeli Minister of Defense. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. We were talking about Lloyd Austin last time we live streamed. He was the guy that so the court stuff going on in Cuba, the Guantanamo Bay. One of the people who have been accused of terrorist plots for 9/11 had taken a plea deal, and Lloyd Austin tossed out the guy's plea deal and said, nope, doesn't count, tossed it out. I wonder if it's because his little handlers right here apparently maybe told him to do it, because Lloyd Austin didn't give a reason why he had thrown away the guy, because I don't know, it was sometime back the guy had pleaded, I'm assuming the last 20-something years, the guy pleaded guilty and took a plea deal, the terrorist guy. And Lloyd Austin is the one that tossed out his plea deal. But hold on. Secretary Austin reiterated the United States' commitment to take every possible step to defend Israel. So maybe Lloyd Austin didn't make this decision on his own. Maybe he was encouraged by the Israeli Minister of Defense. I think we found out why he tossed out that plea deal. He's doing what he can to kiss ass and prove himself to his new bosses and handlers. Well, Secretary Austin can absolutely suck my invisible dick. Anyway. Okay, what is that about? Is that important? No, that is not important. Okay. All right, Secretary Austin ordered that the USS Abraham Lincoln carrier strike group equipped with F-35C fighters to accelerate its transit to the Middle East, which was previously accepted to get there by the end of the month. So he can order this. So Lloyd Austin tossed out someone's plea deal, broke the plea deal that was there. They're trying to Guantanamo Bay is trying to figure out what to do with the court case now, and he just sent a bunch. All right, we can pretty much tell who Lloyd Austin's real bosses are. We pretty much see it now. So that answers a lot of questions. Some questions I had from the last live stream. Oh, The Lincoln was already en route to replace the USS Theodore Roosevelt, but now will add to the capabilities of the Roosevelt. Additionally, Austin has ordered the USS Georgia guided missile submarine to the Middle East. And the statement doesn't say how soon the Lincoln or the Georgia will arrive. Well, fuck. This sounds like. Does anybody know if these are nuclear subs? Like, I mean, I don't know much about submarines. I don't know if they're all nuclear subs technically, or like not, or like I don't know. But like, yikes! Sounds like Lloyd Austin's gonna get us fucking killed. I hope he's fucking first. All right, so this is local news, so y'all may or may not give a shit, and that's fair. Oklahoma State Fair announces new attractions. Oh, actually, this is an attractions thing. Never mind. I thought it was the article where the Oklahoma State Fair is not allowing anyone under 18 to come to the fair unless they have someone 25 or older to escort them. And so, like, some people were like, well, I guess those 19-year-olds with kids are like, are going to have to explain to the kids. I'm like, how old do you think the kids are? Like, I don't feel like a 19-year-old should have a kid old enough that you have to explain to them on whether or not you can go to the fair. Because yikes. But, anyway, but this is just the attraction, so nobody gives a fuck about that. So, let's go on. Okay. I gotta refresh it. It's acting silly. Oh, and this is about Ryan. A Republican wants to start impeachment proceedings against Ryan Walters. Could others follow? Fuck, I hope so. I hope somehow they make it to where he can't fucking run for governor, because I knew that's what that fucker was trying to do. I knew that even when he was in office, he was still acting like he was campaigning. Fucker's trying to get governorship. I hope they fucking ruin him. This guy is such a fucking twit. God, I hate him. Oh my god. But yeah, skip that. Alright, so Hamas fires rockets at Tel Aviv after 19 killed in Gaza. Well, at least they're not saying, oh, they just fired at Tel Aviv for no reason. At least they're like, yeah, they're firing rockets after Tel Aviv killed like 19 people in Gaza. So at least we understand it's a tit for tat. All right, let's get down here. Let's see. Hamas fired 2 rockets at Israel's commercial hub Tel Aviv on Tuesday for the first time in months. For the first time in months. Wait a minute. Wait. When was this article? So this article was 4 hours ago. About 3 or 4 live streams back, like 4, I think. There was talk that they said Hamas had fired rockets at Israel or at Tel Aviv for the first time in months. Months ago. Like, well, not months ago, but like, this is like 4 or 5. This wording was used already. Maybe not the 19 kill, but it's weird. So either a month ago it was the first time in months, or now it is. So I remember that because I thought that was weird at the time that this was the first time in months, because they've sure been complaining like they've been attacked constantly, and now they're claiming it's the first time in months. Anyway, Israeli airstrikes killed 19 Palestinians in Gaza as mediators aim to resume ceasefire talks. Well, certainly hard to do that when, they're blowing shit up everywhere. There are no reports of casualties in Israel. What is this now? Okay, why am I getting all these fucking notifications? Oh, my daughter's home. That's why I got them. Okay. 2 rockets have been fired from Gaza, they claim, the Israeli military said, one of which fell into the sea and the other had not reached Israeli territory. Really? Okay, you know what? want to look at this for a second. Let's look at this. All right, one of which fell in the sea, and the other had not reached Israeli territory. So let's pull something up real quick. Let's look at a map of Gaza. Because hold on, map of Gaza. Something doesn't feel right about this. Let's take a look at this for real quick. Let's pick something. Oh, for fuck's sake! All right. Is there not, can I not get like a map that's big enough to see? Fuck. Visit site. Okay, sure. I'm trying to look at something real quick. Hold up. All right. So this is Gaza. All right, this is Gaza. All right. I need something that shows Tel Aviv as well. This might. Let me look at this real quick. All right. Let's look at this. Okay, it does not show me where Tel Aviv is. Jesus fucking Christ. Why is it gotta be so difficult? Hold on. All right. Oh, map of Gaza Strip and Israel. Okay. That might be more helpful. Maybe. Okay. It's not showing where Tel Aviv is, which is kind of weird. I think Tel Aviv is somewhere around here, but it's not showing it on the map because something they're saying is not right. All right. So they're saying that a missile was shot and it fell into the sea. Well, the Mediterranean Sea is right here. Israel's here. So if a missile was fired out of Gaza and landed in the sea, then it had to be pointed away from Israel. It had to be pointed this direction. And they're saying the other one was fired and it didn't make it into the Israeli territory. So that means it fired this way and just didn't quite make it. And then they're saying that, oh, okay, well, it's doing that. And they're saying that does Tel Aviv show up on this map at all? So I really feel like Tel Aviv is somewhere in this area right here. But I'm not 100% certain because I'm not super familiar with that. Why the fuck am I not finding anything that shows Tel Aviv? That's like damn near their fucking capital. Hold on a second. I'm detailed. How detailed? So I want to be very specific with it. So hold on. The Gaza Strip and Tel Aviv. They're being dicks about this. Like, I mean, I get why they're, you know. All right, well, they're not gonna fucking show me where Tel Aviv is, apparently. So, I guess, but you see what I'm saying, though. They said it was fired out of Gaza. Like, all right, so here's the thing. I'll show you what throws me off a little bit. All right, so they're saying it was fired out of Gaza. Gaza's here. West Bank is here. So there's Jerusalem here. Tel Aviv. All right, so Tel Aviv's way the fuck up here. Okay, I figured. So, all right. So what they're saying is that a missile was fired out of Gaza and ended up in the sea. So I guess it was like really shitty shooting. I guess Tel Aviv's near the sea, but it just seems silly. Like if they had said, I mean, it came from the West Bank, that had made more sense. But like it went into the sea, so it went like this direction. And the other one didn't even fire far enough to get into Israeli territory. So that just, I don't know. It sounds like that particular report seems a bit silly to me. So I'm kind of like, So, yeah, fired from Gaza. So y'all saw that Gaza was right on the edge of the Mediterranean. Now, if they fired from the West Bank, that'd have made more sense. But like claiming which one of them fell in the sea and the other had not reached Israeli territory. That sounds like an absolute load of shit to me. Anyway, we have bombarded the city of Tel Aviv. All right, so Hamas military wing said in the statement, we have bombarded the city of Tel Aviv and its suburbs with 2 M90 missiles. First off, I don't know if it's much of a bombardment with 2 missiles. In response to the Zionist massacre against civilians and deliberate displacement of people. I get that. I agree with that and I get that. But it doesn't, if one of them didn't even make it out of Palestinian territory into Israel territory and one of them fell in the sea, I can't really call that a bombardment. I can't. Like, can you? You tried with 2 and failed. Like, I'm not trying to be a dick, but let's be honest. That's exactly what fucking happened. This thing sounds like a fucking goofy mess. It really does. Israeli airstrike killed 19 Palestinians in the central and southern Gaza Strip on Tuesday, medics said. Hamas last claimed firing rockets at Tel Aviv in May. So that was back in May. You know what? I can't say it on YouTube. I can't. I'll get in trouble. But you know what? All right, let's see. Did I miss anything? Oh, hello, Meemaw Flowers. Hello, Miss Frosty. Hello and welcome. Yeah, I couldn't remember exactly where it was. Like, I figured it was a little north of where the Gaza was, but I couldn't remember exactly. That's why I was trying so hard to find a map. I was like, that map thing was funny, though. Because you ask for a map of Gaza, it gives you a really detailed map of Gaza, but not a detailed map of Israel. But I have noticed that, like, when you ask for a detailed map of Israel, it gives you a detailed map of Israel, and then it has, like, doesn't really mention cities or towns in Gaza or in the West Bank. I think that's interesting. I think they're pandering their maps to who, depending on who they're asking, instead of just being factual with it. And I hate that. But hello, Miss Frosty. Hello, Mima. How are you? Say hi. Aw, lots of hugs. Everybody being lovely. They're like shit to me, especially knowing that Hamas has backed into power by it, right? Well, I do wonder about it a little bit. Because maybe they were used to being paid by Israel to go do these dumbass things, being this controlled opposition, whatnot. And then, like, I think it's possible that, like, October 7th happened and they realized they got set up. Because I found an article that had said that October 8th and 9th, or 9th and 10th, like a couple of days after the war started, they tried to give the prisoner, the hostages back. They actually tried to give them back, and Israel said no. I think they got set up and they realized, oh fuck, they're actually about to fuck us over. Like, yeah, I think they didn't realize that was what was going to happen, and they realized they've been paid by the bad people, and I think it's been a partial mess ever since. That's my guess on it. Oh yeah, created boogeyman, absolutely. And maybe they outlived their usefulness and now they're actually on the run. But I think maybe some of them are, some of them aren't. I don't know. Anyway. Oh, very. It's all terrible. Anyway. Oh, excuse me. Oh, an hour. I was hoping I could do it in less time, but I did not. But I had super fun hanging out with y'all. Y'all are super awesome. I'm going to go find me some snacks. Let's say, send my hugs to Meemaw and Miss Frosty and B2. And let's see, Frosty Broccoli. And of course, dear Curtis. Let's look. Scrolling up. Scrolling. My mouse is not working correctly. Oh, of course, Snorta Porpoise. I was bad at pronouncing, I just call him Burr. And JR Trucking, of course. Always glad to have y'all. Y'all are super awesome. Aww. Shout out to you too, darling. And hugs to everyone. Oh, I guess I should get my little song ready.
Welcome to the ship show. Every single day, a new flavor of fuckery. Cause everybody's such, you see, and they're dumber than a bag of clots. Monday, bullshit. Tuesday, bullshit. Wednesday, hey, what the fuck? And then 4 more days of increasingly stupid, ridiculous, ignorant, boulder dash poppycock.